Then a masked killer appeared. Brutally murdered neighbor. Every time he cuts his body, inertia hits the door. But even if there is such a big commotion, the woman in the house still didn't look back. The confused killer is a little confused. He clenched his fist and smashed it against the glass several times. The result was once again shameless. To save some face. After hastily disposing of the body, the killer opened the door and sneaked in. Lisa is still writing at this time. I didn't realize there was someone standing behind me. The attitude of holding a weapon. At a critical moment, a video call from his bestie saved him. It turns out that Lisa is a deaf-mute girl. Normally, conversations with people can only be done through sign language. That's why he didn't hear his neighbor's calls for help. But that's not the point. The point is to kill. The hand has already regarded it as the next hunting target. And when Lisa chatted, the killer also took his cell phone. Wait until you hang up the phone. It's almost time to feed the cat. Lisa searched all the rooms. Nothing was gained. Because the mouth cannot make a sound. For this reason, he had to leave the door open for the cat. I hope he has had enough fun and goes home by himself. After doing this, Lisa picked up the computer. Continue to devote yourself to work. But soon a message popped up on the screen. But he realized something was wrong. The sender turned out to be my own mobile phone. Click to see. There are several secretly taken photos of myself. Lisa was terrified. Looked towards the door quickly. Only then did he realize that the killer was holding his cell phone. Looking at her with a smug look. Fortunately, Lisa reacted quickly enough. Rushed forward in time and locked the door. This prevented the tragedy from happening. The killer was not panicked when he saw this. Instead, he carried the brine sword and searched for another entrance. Since my phone is not with me, Lisa could only try to contact the police through the computer. But the killer seemed to have expected this. He preemptively destroyed the highness of the house. Lisa's rescue plan was instantly ruined. Finished. Then he scratched a mark on the glass with a dagger. It's like telling Lisa you're dead tonight. What's even more unethical is, the killer was in front of Lisa. Punctured his car tires one by one. Want to completely trap the prey in this house. There's no way Lisa can only be a fish. Communication with the other party. He took out his lipstick from his bag. Write a few lines on the glass. Then, with the help of a flashlight, successfully drowned the killer across the shore. The general content on the glass is, I didn't see your face. If you're willing to leave, I promise not to tell anyone what happened tonight. Unexpectedly, the killer suddenly stood up after watching. Then he took off the mask in front of Lisa. Well known. The killer dared to mess around. That means he will never let Lisa go tonight. Of course the killer is not in a hurry to go in. He has to wait. The psychological defense line of waiting prey gradually collapses. That would add a little more fun to the game. Of course, Lisa won't sit still and wait for death. He found two handy weapons in the kitchen. They are a knife for stabbing people and a hammer for opening the brain. Then retreated to a bedroom. Block the only door. In this way, as long as you guard the windows, you will be invincible. Who would have thought? The killer once again predicted his jade plate. He used his neighbor's corpse as a doll. Keep knocking on the glass. Seems to be telling Lisa, this will be your fate too. Just before Lisa collapsed, suddenly remembered. My neighbor has always had the habit of putting his cell phone in his trouser pocket. The neighbor's body was right in front of the window. Now we just need to find a way to lure the killer away. Then I still have a chance to call the police. Just do it. Lisa quietly took out the car keys from her bag. Pressed the alarm button. The plan went smoothly. The killer who heard the noise quickly walked towards the car. Lisa took the opportunity to go around to the back. I want to get my neighbor's phone to call the police. Unexpectedly, this scene was seen by the killer who came. Then the two of them played a tug-of-war game. But how could Lisa not be stronger than the killer? The window is about to be opened. In a hurry, Lisa immediately picked up the hammer on the ground. The story was given to the killer. Then take advantage of this brief moment of emptiness. Quickly go to the second floor. After confirming that the surrounding area is safe, Lisa looked through a window, climbed to the roof. Then I turned on the flashlight and threw it into the depths of the jungle. With this trick, The killer was quickly attracted by the light in the distance. After Jian Jimu succeeded, Lisa quickly got up and ran in the opposite direction. But as he carefully moved along the edge ladder, a crossbow arrow hit Lisa's thigh. I realized, the killer who fooled me has returned. In order to survive, Lisa had to return the same way. Fortunately, I reacted quickly enough. Otherwise, this sword can completely kill him. I saw that there was no movement on the roof. The killer didn't think much of it. Start climbing up the ladder. Little did they know that Lisa hadn't left at all. There's gonna be some good shows next. Lisa paid the price of her thigh opinion. Successfully seized a handy weapon. After simple wound treatment. Suddenly there was a quick knock on the door. It turns out the man is Lisa's neighbor. Because my wife didn't come home. So I thought of coming here to look for it. But as a deaf-mute, Lisa couldn't hear the man's shouting at all. Fortunately, the neighbor is more careful. Before leaving, he found. Write a few lines asking for help. Is Lisa in danger? With this doubt, the man was about to pull out his cell phone to call the police. But at this moment the killer suddenly rushed out with a flashlight and ordered the man to raise his hands in a police tone. Submit your ID for inspection. The man was stunned by the moment he was fooled. Hand over your wallet immediately. Wait patiently for Judge Inlian's questions. Wait until the man completely lets down his guard. The killer immediately explained. The police just received a report that a murder had occurred here due to insufficient manpower. So they sent me a trusted person. Because it was my first time on the police. I was so nervous that I forgot to bring my phone. I wanted to borrow the man's phone to call for help. After getting the phone, the killer pretended to make a phone call. I thought this rhetoric could completely get away with it. Who knew the killer would reveal his true colors in the next second? When he returned the man's phone, a fallen earring instantly alerted the man. He immediately thought that Lisa was deaf and dumb. How to call the police? His intuition told him. The policeman in front of me is most likely a fake. But even if the conclusion is reached, men still dare not act rashly. Because he wasn't sure if the killer had a gun. If there is hardship, it is you who will suffer the loss. Thinking of this, he told the killer. Usually Lisa would put the key in the flower bed. You can go look for it there. After successfully sending the other party away, the man secretly hid a pebble behind his back. Slowly walk forward and prepare for a sneak attack. The next second, should I say it or not? When Lisa appeared in the recruitment, the neighbor disappeared to the northwest without any explanation. Now she is completely desperate. She had imagined countless mothers leaving here. But without exception they all ended in failure. On the other hand, the killer is also ready to take action. He found a wrench from the trunk. Planned to take a short break and then break in and harvest heads. Then Lisa's cat suddenly appeared. Based on the principle of cutting the grass at its roots, the killer took out a knife without saying a word. Prepared to send the little guy on the road first. But just as I was about to start, I tried my best to avoid it and shot the killer in the shoulder. Lisa could have run back to the house. But in the middle of the sword fell to the ground. He instinctively reached out to pick it up. But the killer who came just had the opportunity, using the sliding door to clamp his hand tightly. Then he kicked a few more times. It can be regarded as revenge for the arrow shot just now. Until Lisa banged on the glass. After the hand is completely deformed, the killer then let him go with satisfaction. Seems that this kid enjoys the feeling of abusing others. So Lisa also cheered up. He wrote 3 words to the killer through the glass. Call the other person a coward. Come back to the computer quickly. Wrote down the killer's appearance. At the same time, when the killer was banging on the glass, left his own suicide note. Then he hid in the bathroom with a pen in his hand. Prepare for a final fight with the criminals. Who knew the killer didn't follow the rules of martial arts? He didn't come in through the front door. Instead, he went around the passage and came behind Lisa. Blame it on Lisa being deaf and dumb. I didn't notice anything unusual behind it. The killer is also very brave. The battle could have been resolved with one blow. Don't keep chattering behind me. And the breath he inadvertently exhaled was also aware. Take advantage of this brief gap. Lisa quickly ran to the living room to look for other weapons for self-defense. But after only a few steps, He lost too much blood and fell to the ground with a gun drawn. Not much. The killer also chased after him with his injured leg. He saw Lisa on the ground at a glance. Lisa just woke up at this time. And at the critical moment, I don't know where I got a bottle of insecticide, accurately into the killer's eyes. But this is not the end. When he got up, he quickly turned on the alarm. The harsh sound is like a tight ring. The killer was immediately confused. Now there is a deaf and dumb. The other is deaf and blind. Seeing the murderer's hand about to touch the knife, the killer decisively knocked Lisa to the ground. By the way, I added a few more kicks. Now he has only one thought in his mind. That is to strangle the hunter to death. Just before Lisa lost consciousness, my left hand touched the bottle opener handed to me by the director. Then it suddenly stimulated the killer artery.